I've won 15 of the past 19 seasons in baseball, and I've been betting baseball a hell of a lot longer than I've been running these websites, which has been 15 years. But I can count on one hand the number of times I've won a game like I did in last night's fashion, when I had my opening dog of the year play, a top-rated 15 dime best bet release on the Red Sox as a $1.25 play on the run line last night, laying the 1.5 runs at home with Chris Sale on the mound against the Pittsburgh Pirates. Well, needless to say, after Chris Sale just mowed down the Pirates inning after inning, 7 shutout frames, I was feeling pretty good. Except for one little problem. The Boston Red Sox simply couldn't get any offense. Keith Moreland robbed of a potential 2-run homer. One of their runners cut down at the plate. You got to be able to put runs on the board in order to win a run line play. Naturally, the game goes to extra innings. Well, you know what it means. When you've got a team on the run line and you're going to extra innings and you're the home team, you need a walk-off homer. But you need the walk-off homer to be a 2-run homer at least. Well, that just doesn't happen. And as I said, I can count on one hand the number of times that has happened to me ever betting baseball. And I bet a hell of a lot of run line plays over the years because, as I discussed in yesterday's video report, baseball has changed. The way that you have to bet baseball nowadays in the past 15 years, when you have average pitchers for average teams, just because they're home, suddenly they're laying $1.60. Well, you have to lay the 1.5 runs because that's the way baseball betting has evolved. So yesterday, it was just one of those instances. The last time that I had won a game in such a fashion was 2 years ago when the Dodgers were held off the board inning after inning and spoiled a great pitching performance by Clayton Kershaw, and I won a game in extra innings on a 2-run walk-off homer. Last night, it was a 3-run walk-off homer by Boston's catcher, whose name eludes me, but I am sending him a Christmas card, however. A 3-run walk-off homer gets me the win, 3-0 for the Red Sox as the $1.25 dog, and it makes us all very happy. And I'm going to come right back with another dog tonight as my opening dog of the year, part number 2. And of course, last night here on the video report, I also gave you the Cleveland Cavaliers, and I was not really that surprised that they delivered in a big game situation because there is a reason that they are the defending NBA champions, and they certainly showed their mettle last night, the battle-tested team delivering against the Boston Celtics in a must-win situation from my point of view, delivering last night with a really definitive rout of the Celtics in Beantown. So that will lead to one of the 2 free selections tonight, because last night a 2-0 sweep with the complimentary plays, as I also gave you the Dodgers on the run line. I've got 2 more complimentary plays for today's card, the first of which will come in the NBA, where, guys, I think it's an overreaction to go against Boston tonight. I think it's wise to take advantage of the line that we have in tonight's game, because now everybody will feel that Boston, because they had their asses kicked last night at home by the Cavaliers, will be in a down situation tonight at Atlanta. I don't think so. Listen, what have the Hawks done for you lately? They have lost 9 of their last 11 games. They just lost at Brooklyn, 91-82. Game before that, they lost at Chicago, 106-104. They've lost 9 of 11 games. The 2 teams have split their meetings this season, the road team winning on each occasion. The Celtics had won 9 of 11 before losing last night at Cleveland. They will to Cleveland. They will rebound here tonight. Hawks have had all types of injury problems. Paul Millsap just came back. Bazemore just came back. They're both on minute restrictions. Cephalosha is still out. Celtics are still a good team. Celtics have a little extra motivation here tonight with Horford coming back once again to Atlanta to face his ex-mates. And remember, it's not like the Cleveland Cavaliers have been playing great ball here, okay, here in the latter stages of the season. Sure, they have the 1-game lead. They have the tiebreaker in hand against the Hawks, or against the Celtics, but they still have a few games left to play in the season. In fact, they have a home-and-home series with these very same Atlanta Hawks. They then have to close at Miami and then host the Toronto Raptors. Who knows? A 1-game lead, anything can happen with the way the Cavaliers have played so poorly defensively this season. I say the Celtics are the play here, minus the 1.5 points, because if the Celtics had won last night, hey, they would have been laying 3.5. So in my way of looking at it, you're getting a bargain price. Yes, they're going to be deflated, but they're still the better team. And I'm willing to go ahead and lay the small number with Boston in this particular spot. The other game is going to come in baseball, where I like Toronto minus $1.35 at Tampa here tonight. Now, I know that Tampa had won 2 out of 3 this weekend against, or the opening week here against the New York Yankees at home, but I think Tampa, is going to struggle offensively all season long. And, Toronto, sure, they were held in check by Baltimore's pitchers and losing the first 2 games of the season. Look at what their 3, 4, and 5 hitters did in the 2 losses at Camden Yards. Kendry Morales, or actually it's Jose Bautista, Kendry Morales, and Troy Tulowitzki, 0 for 26. Okay, now we're gamblers, right? We're betting men and women. Okay, do you know about 8 to 10% of the total customers here at our sites are women? Yeah, there you go. Or it's men using their credit cards and using their wives' names. I don't know what to tell you. I'm not saying anything more. But the 3, 4, and 5 hitters there for the Blue Jays went 0 for 26. Do you really think that offer is going to continue? They want to combine, the Blue Jays want to combine 1 for 8 with runners in scoring position in Wednesday's loss to Baltimore. I just don't think that's going to continue. Marcus Stroman, a guy that, it's an interesting pitcher. He's a guy that I've looked at times, and I've looked at him and I've gone, man, he has some really good stuff, but it just doesn't come together. Last year was kind of a year that you didn't know what you were going to get because he had reconstructive knee surgery coming into the season, and sometimes he was dominant, sometimes he was not. I thought he had a very good spring training performance. I think that it certainly helped him momentum-wise, mentally-wise, confidence-wise with the performance he had for Team USA in the championship game against Puerto Rico and the World Baseball Classic when he came up with 6 shutout innings, walked 1, allowed just 1 hit in those innings, and 3 hits. That certainly was a big boost for him coming into the regular season. And that's why I like the Blue Jays here tonight. Blake Snell is going for Tampa Bay. Made 19 starts as a 24-year-old or 23-year-old last year as a rookie for the Rays. He pitched okay. 3.54 earned run average in those 19 starts. But then I break it down a little further. And in 89 innings pitched, he allowed 93 hits, and he also walked 51 batters. That's a lot of base runners. And it also reflected poorly, I think, that opponents batted .269 against him a year ago. So again, I like Toronto. They're not that big of a road favorite here tonight, so I'm willing to lay the $1.35 with the Blue Jays here to earn their first win of the season. So let's look for another 2-0 sweep with the free plays. I wish you well. Again, going with the Boston Celtics on the road, and again the Toronto Blue Jays on the road as well as your 2 complimentary plays today. And talk to you again tomorrow when we do this one more time.